Today we're going to make our most controversial video yet, how to wash a car. I'm Justin.
And I am Aaron.
And this is the Husman Bros. And before we go too much further, please subscribe so that we can continue to make great videos like this. Now, this is our most controversial video, I'm sure, because everybody out there has a way they wash a car, and it's always different. And if you don't like the way we do it, leave a comment. We'd love to hear how you do it differently. Now, we're here to wash this car.
We are, because it's dirty. It doesn't look like it. It's nice and shiny, but it is really dusty. It's a black car, so it's going to get dirty.
Right, that's why you buy a black car, but I don't think we've seen this car before.
We have not. This is my 996.
Yours?
Yep, 2004 996. I just picked this up, been driving it around a little bit, and the initial wash has worn off on it, so we got to get it cleaned up.
So Aaron is not a big car washer, but what is that in your hand?
Well, any job you're going to do on a car, it is important to have the right tools to make the job easier. So I have here a griots foaming spray gun, but if you've watched our earlier videos, our garage tours, you know that we met the inventor of this device. It comes from the patent for the Tornador. And so I'm going to call it a Tornador because it sounds a lot cooler than a foaming spray gun.
Right.
But this is going to make this job easier for us. We'll get started getting this thing cleaned up.
Yes, if you want one of these, look in the link down below. We'll link to that, and we'll also link to the garage of the guy who invented this thing. Now, we're not authorized griot dealers, but we love griots products. It's what we use. We have a lot of friends that are authorized griot dealers, and so we're kind of in this world. You may have a different product you like. If you like something in particular, leave a comment down below and tell me what's better than griots. We'd love to give it a try. There are some of our favorite griots products linked down below, so feel free to check those out.
All right, this is probably the least controversial part of this, but I always start up by washing the car down, give it a good rinse, get everything all wet. So let's do that. In this regard to washing a car, I am a bit of a virgin. This is my first convertible I've ever owned and washed myself. So I know you've owned a black convertible for quite some time.
Yep.
I normally would start washing the car from the top of the car and work my way down.
There are specific convertible top cleaners, but here's my secret to convertible top care: never wash it. I just leave it alone because mine is down 99% of the time, and so it's really not something I worry about. Griots does make a convertible top cleaner. We don't have any here because, again, I don't wash my top. So you can decide to use my method or wash it on your own, but I don't like to wash the top because, again, when you dry it, you get lint and stuff all over it, so I just don't really worry about it too much.
But you do rinse it?
I rinse it, that's fine.
Okay.
I rinse off the dust. That's absolutely what I do. So you may be saying to yourself, Self, why are these guys making a car washing video? This is the most basic thing that you do to a car. It's because we're content creators and we are legally obligated to film every little thing we do. So, you've not used this before, have you?
I've never used the Tornador, no.
Okay, so pick it up and plug it in, and we'll start by putting the soap on it. You've knocked the dust off.
So I had this car ceramic coated when I got it. So you can see now that I've rinsed it off, all of the water is beaded up all over it. That's why you want a ceramic coat. It's gonna make this a lot easier job. Okay, so I've got my Tornador, I've got my hose, and how does this go together?
It just plugs in. There's a little collar there to pull back.
Okay, I see.
Don't aim it at me. Never point it at something you don't want to wash. Basic gun rules. Stop.
Who says I don't want to wash it? Okay, so I got it hooked up, and now just point and shoot?
Yeah, I do it in panels. You can do the whole car if you want, but like Dad taught us, I prefer to do it a piece at a time.
Yep. Soap coming on out.
Here's where it gets controversial. Some people will do this and then rinse it off and they're good enough. Now, you do have a ceramic coating, so you can do that if you want. On my cars, I don't have a ceramic coating, so I actually use a mitt and I knock the dirt off. Your car is not that dirty, so you may be able to get away with this. Give it a shot and see.
Yeah, since I've got a ceramic coat and it's not that dirty, I'm gonna spray it and let's see what we come out with here. Again, I wanna spray down. I want all that soap to just run right down the car. Try and get it out of all the cracks, everywhere where it runs. Fun fact, my first job was actually at a car wash. And I don't want to leave any of that soap sitting on the car, because I don't want any kind of paint damage coming from washing the car and the soap getting stuck in there.
So one of the things that you always want to remember when washing a car is you want to start with a cool car as often as you can. If your car is really hot, cool it off with some water before you start washing it. That hot paint and the soap, it's some sort of magic. It ends up poorly.
The soap's stuck in the crevice, so I want to get that out of there, out of the door jamb. And I don't feel like I got a very good clean on my bottom panel.
Get your sponge. Then so that's probably a place where you need your mitt.
Yeah. Now on the spoiler, I've got all of these ridges that I've got to get clean. I got to get all the soap out of these.
So the 996 is Porsche's first water-cooled 911. This was a huge change for Porsche. This car is bigger. It has a different sound than an air-cooled 911, and it really modernized the 911 line. Now, these cars were controversial from the beginning because of the headlights and because purists didn't want a water-cooled 911, but this changed Porsche forever. This is an amazing car and an incredible value. Make sure you watch our video about how to buy one right.
When this one was new, this generation was the most profitable 911 Porsche had ever produced.
Was it?
Because they built the Boxster and this using a lot of the same parts. And so they were able to turn a better profit because they were able to buy in bulk more. They were able to produce more cars.
Right. Yeah, Porsche had gotten away from the hand-built nature of their cars at this point. And this was really a modern 911. And this set the tone. It was bigger, faster. And this was the first generation to have the GT3. A 996 GT3 is an exceptionally rare car, but a really great one.
There was a lot of soap getting stuck in here, so I had to attack it from both ways to make sure that I get all the soap out. If you don't get all the soap out while you're washing it, it's going to come out while you're driving it, and then it's going to deteriorate your paint if it gets stuck on there and heat it up.
If you'll notice, I'm not helping, because even though we're YouTube partners and business partners, ultimately we're still brothers. And so as an older brother, my primary duty is to supervise things like this. So that's what I've done best most of our career together.
I can see some soap hanging out in here, so I'm gonna really get down there and spray it out. If there's too much left over, I might have to just dry it with a cloth when we're going through drying it. But I think I got a lot of it there. If you wanna wash a car well, you can't do it from 6 feet above the ground. You really gotta get down and see the different angles where soap might be trapped, because the last thing you wanna do is show up with what you think is a clean car, and then you still got some dirt on it. It still looks a little gross. So I want to get it nice and clean, especially a black car. It's going to show every speck of dirt that's on it.
So you want to dry?
Yeah, let's dry it off.
Okay, you say let's. I'm going to let you do it. But I'm first going to do another commercial. These are my new favorite drying towels. These are Slurpee towels from AQUA Detailers. And AQUA has some great products, but these towels are the best thing I've ever found for drying a car. Watch how easy this is.
So we're going to start with the glass, because you got to see through glass, and that's a good place to start because you got dry towels.
These Slurpees are amazing. Look how clear that is.
Again, I'm starting from the top, working my way down. And this is what we were taught at the car wash. Start with the windshield. It's the most important window you got to see out of.
I guess you're as close as a professional as it comes on this video, huh?
Hey, this is, like I said, first gig, drying car. This is what I did a lot in my first summer of being 16. Then you move on to driver's window. That dried off. There you go, look at that. Then we'll move around along to the back window. These are great towels. It's like a 8-ply towel or something. Put links to these towels in the comments section or in the description section, so you could get one yourself. Now, the good thing about a car like this is it's very small windows because it's a very small car. So I feel like I just started, but I'm almost done. So I got the mirror, and now it's time to get after the body. So I'm gonna start on the driver's side, on the front, work my way all the way down the hood.
One of the best ways to get a car wash done right is to have a spotter. Hey, you'd missed the back of this mirror here. See? How important is that? Now, if you need someone like me to spot for you, I'm absolutely down to do that. It's a 2-day minimum. I need 5-star accommodations, and to be flown in, please send us a message.
As you dry, you want to try your best to just do one pass and try and get it all. Scrubbing back and forth while you're drying. If you get something under it, you could scratch it up pretty good. So you want to be very careful about how you dry your car. Also, it's nice to follow the lines of the car, because if you do have any streaks from drying it, at least they're following the lines of the car. Now,
make sure you
want
dry
to get
in
into
here.
the door jamb, yeah. So when you're drying, you want to get inside this door, in the door jamb here, but also remember, there's water on the underside of this door as well.
Top of your window too.
So get in here, get that underside dry. Any extra soap, get that out of there. All sorts of areas the water is going to hide on a car that you just washed.
We are not sponsored by Griots, but we've grown to love these products, and this is one of my favorite Griots products. This is their heavy-duty wheel cleaner, and I really like this product because it works really well. Lots of wheel cleaners out there. This one really works. One of the things I like the most about it is it changes colors. Pretty simple to use. You start on a cool wheel, you knock off the dirt with water, and then you spray this on, let it rest for a few minutes. You can watch the color change. So first we get it wet, and then we cover the wheel from the bottom up. Notice there's a bunch of dirt on this wheel. We cover it thoroughly, and now we wait. As it works, it changes to purple, and it actually has a really nice smell to it. That's just a bonus, but really neat thing.
So you want to wait about 3 minutes before you start to clean the wheel off. That will be enough time for it to activate. You can see by the discoloration that it's activated, so you know it's turned purple. This one is like a dark maroon, so it kind of looks like someone's been murdered next to my wheel. But it should be clean now, so I'm just gonna rinse it off. I got a wet sponge and just gonna wipe this off, and it's coming off real easy. I'm not putting any kind of elbow grease in here, just getting into all the nooks and crannies. That is pretty clean. Now I'm just gonna rinse it all off. Now you can see the big difference between what the wheel looks like now and how it looked when we started.
That is a clean car.
Absolutely, feels so good to be done.
Cars always go faster when they're clean.
Yeah. Now, one thing I do want to point out is now that it is clean, I've dried it off, I'm still not going to put my top down or my windows down for a little while until it's had a chance to fully dry off. There's water still in those door panels, and if I roll the windows down, then all my work is for nothing. I got streaks on my windows.
That's how we wash a car. If you look at the comments, I bet you'll see a comment from our father telling us everything we did wrong, because that's how we grew up.
No doubt.
Washing cars. But you also leave a comment. If you know how to do it better, if we miss something, you let us know. If you want to challenge us to a wash-off, holler at us. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.
Come back and see us next time.